Thank you for watching. I have to speak out on what's been going on. Okay, I am going to try my best to just let it out there. Let reality take its course. Now, a lot of people that I hear, um, a lot of them are saying that how could this happen? Doesn't Trump know what he's doing? Doesn't Trump, what's going on with all these conservatives? Well, it's simple. It's called racism. It's called white supremacy. Um, just to let you guys know, white supremacy has been around since before the inception of this guy called Jesus Christ. That a lot of people seem to follow him, follow his teachings. That's never going to stop. Racism will be here forever. Thousands of years, if we last that long, after we die. Racism, to me, when I was growing up, I didn't know that it was racism. I didn't know what. I just thought it was all part of the deal. Let's talk about this thing that a lot of white people are getting wrong. It is called white privilege. Now, white privilege is a lot of these idiots out there, one in particular. I really don't know his name. He's done a couple of videos. Years ago, there was a comedian named Jimmy Kimmel. And he had this show. I want to say it was a man show. I'm not really sure if that's what the name of it. But he had this character who I consider just a sideshow. It was like Sideshow Bob, with that was a character on The Simpsons. He tried to, I don't know, somehow act like he belonged with that program. No, he was an idiot. He still is an idiot. He did this spiel a little while ago about white privilege, and no, what he said wasn't even right. White privilege has nothing to do with if you are white and you want to work as hard, if not harder than a non-white. That's not white privilege. No, white privilege is when you have a race of people that will go above and beyond their work duties, okay? And while they're doing that, for example, while they're going to their job, they will get pulled over by law enforcement for being brown, black, or indifferent every day. Every single day, you will get harassed by law enforcement. Sometimes the law enforcement representative would be black himself, or be Latin himself. Mainly they're white, and they will pull you over, harass you. What is this? It's a fishing pole. What is it used for? Well, fishing. And I thought growing up, that was just part of the deal. You get pulled over. Oh, well, you might go to jail. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. If they see you, they will pull you over. They will harass you. Now, as I started getting older, high school, college, a lot of my white friends never got pulled over. And when I did get pulled over and they were in the car, they were always asked, what are you doing with this guy? They would always ask the white person, what are you doing with this Mexican? I just thought that was just me. That was just people being people. And you roll with the punches. And we're going to get punched till the day we go in the grave. You got these I guess not all of them were heavily into white supremacy. One of them was just a nut. But white supremacy will not go away, period. I really wish everybody would stop trying to blame Trump. No, Trump's not doing this. Trump is what we would call now in the presidential office of the United States of America. He's making his deals for his family, for himself, basically not his family, because he thinks about himself and himself only. Now, what his deals are, I really don't know, and more so, I really don't care. I really don't care. He's the type of guy that I'm not going to argue it. Text me or whatever. Get back to me if you want. He abused his family very, very badly. For a person, let alone a father, to publicly say, wow, my daughter, if she wasn't my daughter, I would date her. Wow. That's perverted. It's really perverted. But hey, he's a conservative Christian white supremacist. I guess that's part of the norm. I guess it is now. It's part of the norm. Long story short, years ago, a long time ago, I was going to a white Christian church in Southern California, Ventura. Come to find out that one of the children's ministers was abusing my stepchildren. Okay, went and contacted law enforcement, gonna have the guy arrested. It was this big, huge what to do. And there were so many people, even the pastor of the church came to me and begged me to drop the charges. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, you got to forgive him. Oh, no, no. That's not how it works, people. It really isn't. The white people think it is, okay? They really think it is. All these women that Donald Trump raped, even his own daughter, and he abused his son for decades, still abusing his relatives. And, you know, that's just the way it is. And there's all these people that they call him his base. Well, his base are nutty. They are people who have gone through life not really caring and making it important to them that they have to do the best they can do for their job. They'll do all their stuff half-assed because they're still doing it now. They're still doing it now. I'm out here working in the Bakken in North Dakota. And a lot of the guys that are up here, they see it every day. Now, not every single white person is lazy up here. No, I'm not saying that. But the majority of the white people that work here in this oil industry are fat, really, really fat, and lazy, and extremely judgmental. If we can only get rid of the Mexicans, we need to get rid of the Mexicans. Well, because they're taking our jobs away. Well, no, they're not. But you go ahead and you believe that, okay? And it is starting to work for their plight. A lot of the Mexicans are leaving. A lot of the Hispanics, a lot of Latins, whatever you want to call them, they're leaving. They're leaving all the states. They're just saying, heck with this, you know. Let somebody else pick their food. Let somebody else cut their meat. Let somebody else do the menial labor paid jobs that are well under minimum wage, that are well under living wages. Let other people do it. Now you have these corporations, landowners, that they're starting to scream, oh, we can't afford minimum wage. We can't do that. But they're being forced by their own people, by their own whites, to say, well, no, you're not going to be rich anymore. The truth of the matter is, a lot of them weren't even rich. They're just getting by. But let the whites go ahead and screw themselves over because they're doing a really hell of a good job doing it. And this guy, Donald Trump, is he going to save you? No. No, he's not. He's not going to save you. He doesn't give a shit about you. All he wants you to do is divert your attention to what he's really doing, which is nothing. He's not doing anything. All you have to do is research it. And once you research it, there's a lot of sites out there you can research, for example. Um, there's a lot of them that say that Donald Trump will go ahead and preach that he has passed more bills than any other president in the history of being a president. No, he hasn't. Hasn't come close. But you white guys, you white race, you believe it. You believe that he is your guy. He's your ticket. He's the one that really is going to use the trickle down theory. That the corporations are going to give money to the white people. They will trickle it down. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. As a matter of fact, your savior, Donald, I want to screw everybody, Trump, has put things in place, put things in order to where all of his buddies, which they're not really his buddies, and these multi-billion-dollar corporations, he thinks they're going to get a kickback. Oh, no, they're not going to give him any money. He's only doing it for his own personal gain, which isn't going to be much. It really isn't going to be much. Along with that, what's happening is he's the dictator he always dreamed he could be, and it's working. He's very racist, which anybody who followed him in the 80s could see that. But hey, a lot of you white people that voted him in, and it's you didn't vote him in to help America. You voted him in to help you, to help justify that every other race took your lifestyle away, and you still don't want to work. You want the welfare to drop all its money on you, and it's not working that way. So what you're doing, okay, because you are the people that are allowing the idiot Republicans, conservatives that you voted into office, you are allowing them to turn a blind eye to mass murder. You are allowing them to let the Border Patrol kill innocent people. You're allowing ICE to put people in positions where the only thing left for them to do is die. That's what the white race in these United States is doing. And you guys are doing a really good job. You guys are doing a really crash bang job. But what you don't realize is that the mentality that a lot of these guys in law enforcement, the mentality they have, they're really not looking at the fucking Mexican. They're not looking at the fucking immigrant that wants to get here illegally. No, they're not looking at that. What they're looking at is a human being that they have empowerment over. Okay? I'm going to say it again. What a lot of these law enforcement officials are looking at is that they have empowerment over another human being. Now, once all these illegal aliens are gone, once all these illegal immigrants are gone, once you get rid of the majority of the Mexicans, Latins, blacks, you name it, that are here, and they decide to say, screw this, I'm leaving, okay? That same law enforcement, that same government, that same political person that you voted in office, they will screw you, the white person. It will happen because it's already happening. How many white people, okay, got caught in the line of fire? I don't know. But they did, okay? Now, how many police officers, cops, now are starting to get put on trial for murder, for killing people? Now, the majority is these cops, they are empowered. That's why they wanted to become a cop, because they got sick and tired of having people, put them down. You're putting me down because I'm white. You're putting me down because I'm not privileged. You're putting me down because you can. And they want to put a stop to it, and they have. In their demented minds, they have. Okay, so that's going to continue, and it will continue on an economic race, if you want to call it that. Okay, all these shows that are on YouTube that go ahead and depict Trump and his clan, Trump and his White House team, they're not the problem. Okay, they could care less. What they're doing is like that spoiled little brat that is allowed to steal. Eventually, their time will end. Eventually, they're going to be told you can't steal anymore. So what they're doing is they're stealing as much as they can now and getting away with it. Because they know it's not going to last forever. They know that. So what they're putting in place is all these programs, all this bullshit, to where they will get money for it. And they're not going to give it to their base. They're not going to give it to the other white people that put them in office. They're not going to give it to those idiot people that think Americans wear cowboy hats and blue jeans and 6 guns on the side. No. Why do you think he lives in South Florida? Why do you think he lives in situations where you're not able to break bread with him? Never. You will never do that unless you're another multi-billionaire. Then you can have all the dinners you want with Mr. Trump, not President Trump. He's a con man. Now, why is he at ends with Jeffrey Epstein? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because both Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were too ruthless. They are two ruthless con men. Okay? That's the reason why. Trump's a pervert. Trump had sex. I don't care, say what you're going to say. He's had sex with girls, young girls, repeatedly. I would even say he's still having sex now with young girls. But now he has the government, he's shielded by the government. Okay? And he's getting away with it. They're like, whatever. Look at Bill Clinton. Okay, you think Monica Lewinsky was the only girl? Really? All right, now, he was so abusive to his own children and his own ex-wives that if it was somebody who was making $50,000 a year, he'd be in jail. He really would. Now, him and Epstein, they wanted complete control. All right, so Epstein was like, no, this is my show. This is my gig. And Trump was like, nah, well, you know what? Why don't we work together? Why don't we con society together? And Epstein was like, no, this is my thing. And that was the fallout. That's why there was a fallout. I don't give a crap what you think, whether I'm full of lies. Yeah, I've never been told that before. Yeah, all you gotta do is, like everybody says, follow the money. Okay? Jeffrey Epstein is not even near as close as wealthy as people think he is. How did he get wealthy? That's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. It's so classic. It's called blackmail. Okay? It's called blackmail. You had all these men that were so perverted, they did not care that they were being filmed having sex with little girls. They really didn't care, because now they justify all their actions. Like that one white demented pervert, Dershowitz. Oh, well, we didn't have sex because I had my underwear on. Oh. Wow. But that's a typical white response. Now, they're all going to hang. We hope. My personal opinion, this shit goes really deep. And it goes way up there. It goes way up there. There's going to be so many people that have a lot of money. Not power, but money. Where they're going to use it to try to protect themselves, protect their name, protect their families, or whatever. Some will work. It will work for some. It's not going to work for all of them. Heads will roll. They will. Now, with that, okay, let's get back to the white race, okay? I would say there are some Latin people, you know, I haven't seen them, but there are some people involved with Jeffrey Epstein. I really doubt it, you know, there might be a couple, but most of them are white. It never fails that the white supremacist can't even satisfy himself with perverse sex. Look at Hitler. Look at all these guys. Look at all these dictators. Look at Putin. You know, look at Mitch McConnell and a lot of his white youth groups. They're following him, and they're making fun of rape. And you parents allow it. You white parents allow it. You'll listen to Tucker Swanson, and yes, I know. His name is Swanson. Tucker Swanson. Where they got their money, the Swansons, or they call themselves the Carlsons, is because Tucker Swanson's daddy somehow manipulated the Swanson Foods queen to marry her. And all that money that Tucker Carlson talks about the elites, he's one of them. He is one of them. He's perverted, very perverted. But he uses his assets to protect it. Oh, because he can't sit there and say all this stuff about all these other races without protecting it, without shielding himself. Nah, that's something for something else. That's another time. Now, white supremacist racism is not going to stop. It's just going to become more prevalent due to the mass media that we have. It's always been there. It's always been there. It's never going to go away. And nobody is going to change that except the white supremacist himself. It's really not going to work. I see a lot of videos out here where some idiot white piece of shit rants and raves about, go back to where you came from. And then that person that they're arguing to or yelling at will get on their high horse and say, well, geez, why are you racist? Why do you... The fuck? They're racist because they can. The white supremacists are white supremacists because they can. They really want the opportunity to still hang people, to make them feel superior. Hence the word white supremacist, superior. They want to feel superior. They don't want to do what it takes to become superior. White people will never do what it takes to be superior. They will lie, they will cheat, they will deceive to make an appearance that they're superior. They're not. They're a bunch of gutless, worms. Even back in the day of the founding fathers, what they call them, in the 1700s. What cracks me up is this thing called the Boston Tea Party. Back in the day, you had all these rebels that went on these boats and dumped over all the tea from England. But we're going to show them Really, if they had the balls, if they had the courage, why did they dress up as natives? Why? Why did they want the public to see them as natives throwing the tea over? Why? It's because even back then, the white pieces of shits were so scared of their own shadows that they didn't have the courage to say, yeah, it's me. Yeah, it's me. You're not going to tread on me. Why does the KKK wear sheets over their heads? Because they're all scared shitless. That's why. But hey, you know, if a white supremacist or some idiot white person came up to me, you know, and said, you know, go back to where you came from or any other stupid bullshit, I will not try to convince them otherwise. I will not try to change their way of thinking. Stop doing that. Okay? Stop doing that. When you feel physically threatened, defend yourself. That's what will make them run. And when you defend yourself, these white chicken shits, they're the ones that are going to call the cops. They're the ones that think what they're, you know, that they deserve the right to intimidate, to feel empowered, because that's all they have left. Nothing more. The white race will not stop being racist, trying to feel superior. They won't. They won't. Through the beginning of recorded history, it's been that way for centuries. I would say thousands of centuries. It's not going to change. Don't waste energy. Don't waste your energy on trying to change them. Put your energy and put all your energy towards you, to do what's best for you to excel. They're going to hate you. The white race is they hate you with a passion. They really do. You took all their dreams away. No, you just exposed them. You exposed the whole world. You helped expose the white people to the whole world of just how lazy they really are. They can't even talk proper, correct English. They cannot. And here's a little something. I really wish a lot of you people would do this, is to Google what is the language of the United States. What's the first language that the United States government recognizes? What is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's not English. No, it's not Spanish. It's not Chinese. The United States government does not recognize any language as its own language. So when, you know, it's when you hear all these people who talk English, they can't even talk English correctly themselves. There is no language that is recognized as the United States of American first language. Google it. But the reason why a lot of these white idiots say that is because they're white idiots. They're so stupid. We're not going to change. Speak English. Yeah, and you can't even speak English correctly. So let them go down their yellow brick road, their stupid fantasy road. You're never going to change them. You're never going to convince them otherwise. Ever. It's not, they won't listen. They won't. Because right now, their God, their Savior, to them, who they really think is going to save them, he's conning them. He is conning them. All of his little trolls, all those people that, you know, speak in his defense, they're going to be left behind. They will be left behind. Show me one person that has been at Donald Trump's side since the beginning when he was nothing, other than that idiot Matthew Camilleri, his quote-unquote bodyguard, this guy is so stupid. And that's what Donald Trump loves. Is that if there was a piece of dog turd in the middle of the road, and Donald Trump went to Matthew Camilleri and said, hey, pick up that turd and rub it all over your face. This guy is so stupid that he would do it. Those are the kind of people that stay with Trump. Look out, go back in all history. Who has been by his side since the beginning? And I'll tell you something, the people that have, those are really shady characters. Now, I know it sounds awful what I had said, in the past couple minutes. I know it sounds horrific to some people. No, it's the truth. Embrace it. Racism is going nowhere. White supremacy is going nowhere. It's not. Okay? Instead of saying, we will never be accepted by the whites, turn it around. I'm never really going to accept a white person. I've got no problem with that. See, whereas a white person will sit there and say, whatever, oh, I really hate Mexicans. Oh, God, I hate Mexicans so much. Okay. With that intense, how that person feels at that moment, if you times that by 100, that's what I feel towards white people. But I don't need to go around. I don't need to walk around and hide it. No. It's because I know they're not going to do anything to make this world better. So what I have to do is I'm going around telling people, you don't have to embrace their hatred from racism. That's who they are. They're not going to change. Okay? Best thing for us to do, best thing for you to do, is to do what's best for you. To do what is going to make you shine. You're going to get that hate. You're going to get that prejudging. You are going to get it. But if you persist in you yourself being excellent at whatever you do, you will shine. You will. Trust me on that. And no matter how much of a success you are, the white supremacist will still hate you. So don't even bother with that entering your thought. It's there. It's there. It's like the sun's going to shine when there's no clouds in the sky. It's going to rain when there's high humidity in the area. It's going to happen. There's nothing that you can do that can stop the sun from shining. There's nothing that you're going to do that can stop the white supremacists from hating. Nothing. So when the sun does shine, and if you have time, enjoy that day. Bask in the glory of the sun. Now, I'm not saying bask in the glory of hate. No. What I'm saying is recognize, oop, there's a white supremacist. He's full of hate. Got it. Move on. Just get away. Walk away. Don't engage in it. Don't try to get yourself on a YouTube channel saying that, see, look at me, I tried peace. No, they don't understand it. They don't. They don't. You're not going to change them. Okay? Now, with that being said, like I've always say, usually towards the end, the only way this is going to change, okay, not change their way of thinking, okay, but let's get back to some sense of normalcy, is to vote those pieces of crap out of office. That's the only way this is going to work. You have to do what you can to register to vote. Now, if we can get everybody to register to vote, that doesn't mean that everything is going to be, just, a piece of chocolate cake. No. They will They will deliberately cheat. They will deliberately um, hide votes. They will deceive us, but they're not going to deceive all of us. They're too stupid. Okay. Some votes are going to be corrupted. Yeah, I got no doubt in my mind about that, but not all of them. So please do what you can wherever you're listening to this. I don't care where you came from, economically, educationally. That's not important. What's important is that we can change it. We can get them out of office. We can get those senators out of office. We can get those governors out of office. We can change it back to where hatred is not the issue. We can change it back. There is still going to be mass shootings. There will, because people are nutty. People bask in that. There still will be. But we can, we can start the wave. We can start the change. If you have politicians that say, well, no, we don't need gun control. Well, guess what, pal? This is going to be your last term. We will vote you out of office. We will find somebody to replace you. We will find somebody who will put the citizens first. Who will. It's not going to happen overnight. But it has to start. And it has to start today. I thank you for listening. I'm not trying to get, money for this. No. But just be honest with yourself. The hate's there, and it's not going to go away. But you do have the opportunity to vote it out. Okay? All right. Thank you very much for listening. And I appreciate you guys listening. You have a wonderful day.